Okay, so this is the Osmo 360 in super night mode. I don't even know what time it is. I think it's almost 9 o'clock. Pretty sure. Phone's dead. Yeah, it's 9:16. It's 21:16. So you can tell that, I mean, you can still see the sun out over there, but that's how bright this is. This is a good model. But yeah, this is wild. This blows the go in. You can still see the sun there right here in the background. Completely blows the GoPro out of the water. I would never see a GoPro be that good. So I'm gonna walk down to the beach here, down to the surf. And I'm not actually, there's a concert going on over here behind me. There was the other one the other night. So I got some light from that. So yeah, you can still see the sun behind me right here, which is wild. So and there's the moon. I don't know if you can see the moon up there. Yep, there's the moon. This is bright as can be. It's like lighter than my eyes can see. So there's down here on the beach. Coming down to where this is usually where high tide comes up fully. Yeah, this is pretty wild for being night out. So I'm wondering if you had the housing and like the light on top, that dispersed light, you'd probably be able to see the pitch blackness. But you wouldn't be able to film with the GoPro right now. Yeah, now I'm standing. You can see I'm standing in the water. Nice and cold. Get bit by a couple mosquitoes, but look at that. Like those far waves, like way, like this line, like right here. That, like right there. To my eyes. That's not even close to being that bright to my eyes. That's how powerful this is. But yeah, this is what I found. Actually, so we can come down to the beach and go beachcombing. Where is it? I stuck it in here. So I found earlier, beachcombing. Nice little pink knife. So I found beachcombing for some retard against, oh, you're carrying a weapon on you. That shows intent. Yeah, well, this girl was obviously carrying that, or we can assume with a certain probability that a woman, so I'm gonna say female, and somebody's gonna get all pissed off, that a woman was carrying this, and it fell out of her pocket. It's called beachcombing. That's what happens when you beachcomb. You find stuff on the beach. It looks cool. These normies don't understand. Oh, we're doing violent things. Who's gonna say that? That's how people are. Because then when it happens, they care. That's the moon behind me. Like, look how bright this is. But yeah, so Will Martin's been getting into me again all day because, again, he's a man-child. He refuses to provide evidence for his claims, along with James Knox, that keeps saying that I'm schizophrenic. Which, if I'm schizophrenic, why am I not locked up? Why am I not in an inpatient psychiatric ward? Why am I not on drugs? It's because I'm not schizophrenic. It's become a term that these idiot man-children throw around because they're ignorant of what actually goes on in psychiatry. Because they don't want to. Because it shatters their delusions of America being a prosperous and free nation. But it's not. It's a fucking shithole. And that psychiatry supersedes everything here. And so they haven't provided any evidence, they've just provided insults. And this is the second video. I haven't uploaded the first one yet because I haven't busted out my laptop because I got to do it on my laptop with my laptop all set up. It's a giant workflow that nobody ever sees within content creation. I started doing it the other day when I was at Panera Bread, and it was going to take like a few hours. I can't just sit there for a few hours. So I gotta leave it open on my laptop in my hotel room. And I didn't do it earlier today because I was messing around with my drone stuff, trying to figure out all the stuff I need to get a commercial drone license. And then I'm gonna go do some stuff for that. So anyway, but yeah, they can't provide any evidence. And if you provide evidence, they just hand wave it. I don't care. So I don't care about evidence because I'm a man-child. I don't care about reality because I'm a man-child. I don't care. But really, I just can't admit I'm wrong and deal with reality and facts and logic because I'm a man-child. That's what they're saying. That's why the country's a shithole. And none of them want to admit it. So, but yeah. And then there's this whole debacle with DJI. And before I get into this, I don't give a fuck if I'm not a licensed pilot. I've never gone to FAA pilot school and paid close to $20,000 to be a licensed pilot. I don't want to hear my opinion doesn't matter on this, or it's my opinion, because it's not, it's reality. Or, well, you've never flown a plane. A 12-year-old boy with a flight simulator could learn how to fly a fucking plane, okay? Okay, you don't need the $20,000 license to fly a fucking plane. A 20-year-old boy, a 12-year-old boy with a fucking flight simulator and an internet connection on a PC or laptop connected to the internet through an Ethernet cable can figure out how to fly a goddamn plane. So, DJI's controller, it like sort of gives you the option to invert ascent and descent on the joysticks. But if you flip that, it also flips rotate or left, right, and backwards and forwards. So I tried every option. There's no way to do it. One of them, there's always one command that's screwed up. Like if the ascent and descent are switched, the rotate left, right are fucked up. So then that's still inverted, which that can't be inverted. I looked into it. This would literally take one line of code for them to change, to make this a customization option that if you've never flown in a flight simulator, you would just think that I was complaining. But if you've used a flight simulator like a man, you would know that when you fly planes, it's inverted. You pull back to stick the nose of the plane up, and you push forward to push the nose of the plane down. This is also, and let me praise this as saying before some idiot gets in here and tries to say that, oh, well, video games aren't real. No. Flying and looking in video games were designed based upon these same joystick principles. And how the yoke works on a plane. that in the original GoldenEye for N64, you pushed up to look down and you pulled back to look up on the joystick. It was inverted by standard. Same in the original Halo. Then we changed it because the normies, the bitched. Nope. This comes from aviation. So, and then they're trying to say, well, DJI, well, this is so normal flight operations. Like normal flight operations are you push up to look down to fucking descend, and you pull back to ascend. And there should be an option to just change that. I looked into it. It's like one line of code. It's just if you just swap it in the fucking software. They could do it. They could do it simply, push it out. People have talked about it on the forum. Done with. Greatest control drone system. And then you got FAA pilots defending this decision. Oh, well, some guy was like, well, my brain like compartmentalizes. I'm driving drones but no, compartmentalization is a narcissistic trait. Nobody needs to compartmentalize this. It's a safety issue, and there should be global coherence with this, and the option to switch it, because if it's normal flight controls like a plane, you should be able to do it, because it becomes a safety issue. Because then every time somebody flies the drone, like me, I use inverted on everything, even when I've used a flight simulator before, because that's standard on a flight simulator. So then it becomes a safety issue, because then you're going to have to switch. And I find myself doing this, like the first couple minutes I'm flying the drone is I have to retrain my muscle memory to get used to flying that way. Oh, you can use a flight sim. Yeah, but what's going to happen is if there's a stressful event and I'm trying to do a cinematography, like some cinematography and some hard shot with it, like flying through something, my brain's going to go in the zone. I'm going to go into a flow state, and that muscle memory that I've retrained over the past 5 minutes is going to disappear, and I'm going to fall back on instinct, which is that the ascend and descend are inverted, and it's a severe safety issue. Was that a piece of driftwood? But yeah, so I mean, I guess I'm just gonna have to deal with it until now. But I'm gonna look into this, see if I can write somebody a letter, because it's a ridiculous thing that the option wouldn't be there when it's literally like one line of code. And there's a way to switch it, but you have to take the controller apart and solder wires, and then that voids your warranty, and you have to pull. It's absurd. So it needs to change, and it's all because these normies. This is they don't get it. This is like an argument. Like everyone who's ever played FPSs with me, or anyone that has had this problem where they play inverted, or not only do they play inverted, but like they've used flight simulators, they always have to change it on the y-axis. And with a drone, the customization should be able to be there, because it's a safety issue. Because if somebody goes and is that a pisser? It's from the bar. I think that's where they drop their water down. Yeah, but look at this. I'm underneath the fucking pier, and look how bright this is. I don't think a GoPro would be this fucking bright. This is absurdly bright. I don't think a GoPro would be this bright in this kind of environment under the pier. Yeah, if I bring that drone under here and fly under here, it's gonna crash. And because I'm gonna be doing fine maneuvers and in the zone, and I'm gonna fall back on instinct. And it's a safety issue with the drone. And anyone that's ever played an FPS, it's an argument that's been around for a while. And back to what I was saying with a drone, is it's like a professional thing. So you should be able to do lots of customization with it, because then it becomes a safety issue. Because somebody should be able to fly it safely, so they don't crash into somebody. And two, they're professionals, so somebody's expertise in that should be listened to. And spare me, well, you don't have an FAA pilot. I don't fucking need one. I can fly a plane. I guarantee you, without taking a $20,000 course if I had. Anyone that's ever used a flight, and anyone that's ever used a flight simulator has. So that's my beach ramble and the test of the camera. Oh, here's a plane flying over here. But yeah, this thing's great. If you don't have one of these, get one. It's a hell of a lot better than a GoPro. Have a nice night.